and Paddy Pimblett and King Green, a.k.a. Bobby Green, but King Green comes out. This was one of the fights I was waiting for. Those next three, I'm like, here, this is what I've been waiting for. England's waiting for this. Here we go. And Paddy comes out. He looks better than ever physically. Tough fight for him. Tough fight. And I like what the UFC's done with him because they've learned from the past with the likes of Darren Till, where they push a guy too fast, where his star factor outshines his talent. So you got to let those guys, you got to let them simmer. You got to let them go through the rankings. You got to let them go through the proper steps before you just shove them into the top 15, top 10, top 5, right? And they've done it right with Paddy. He looks so damn good. And talk about a defining moment. This is the last fight on Paddy's contract. He's getting a ton of hate. People are like, oh, he's not living up to expectations. You know, he lost to Gordon, right? He got a lot of hate from that, which he can't control. He fucked up, getting on the mic saying that was, you know, that wasn't even close. That's where he made the mistake. But so he gets a lot of hate for that, right? People hate Paddy. He's getting all this hate. And then he just comes in and absolutely outclasses King Green. I mean, absolutely, put the dude to sleep, man. And why King Green decided to shoot in off that kick, I don't know. Learned the hard way. Woke up and learned the hard way, you know? And King Green, he's good, dude. He's a damn good fighter. Paddy's, he's making the right progression. He's making the right steps. And I tweeted out, if Paddy, people are so upset. If Paddy, right, people can't take their hate for Paddy or guys like Ian Gary, these young prospects. They can't take their hate and just step out of the box and realize how talented these guys are. So what I said was Paddy Pimblett, as far as star quality, if he keeps winning, has to keep winning. If he keeps winning, has the most potential to get close. Nobody's ever going to get outbeat Conor McGregor as far as star power, but he has the star qualities, and he has the personality to get to be the next Conor McGregor. He has the most potential out of all the guys kind of that we're looking right now. Everyone's like, oh, what about Sean O'Malley? He's already there. His ceiling's there. Unless he does some of these super fights, you know, as far as stepping out and fighting like a Floyd Mayweather fight like Conor did, maybe, but his ceiling, he's there. He's already champ. You know, he's kind of there. Also, I think as far as America goes, we're at our ceiling. As far as the growth in America, as far as stars in America, we're kind of there. I don't think you're going to get another Brock Lesnar, Conor McGregor type of dude in America. I think we have so many stars in other sports. I think the market's oversaturated. They put on so many fights. I think Americans have a short attention span. I don't think we'll get there. I think the ceiling's there, and Sugar, if he keeps winning and dominating, doing these, you know, super fights, he can get bigger, but I think he's there. And I think as far as Europe goes, and other countries, and that's what the UFC's focused on for a reason, I think the growth is over there. And so for Paddy, I think his ceiling's higher than other guys. That's why I think he has potential to be bigger than these other young stars that people mention. He's there, and dude, I've interviewed everybody. There's a reason why I stopped doing food truck. I've interviewed everybody. Got tired of it. It was fun. It was great. We've interviewed everybody. You name it, they've been on the show, or I've talked to them in person. I've seen everybody. We've interviewed Conor. I've been around Conor, right? Dude was the Showtime Conor expert, right? Been around Conor. So special. Will never be another Conor. The only person who can match that magic energy that I've ever come across in person is Paddy Pimblett. You hear about it. We drove down to San Diego. You were there, Casey. You weren't there? FCT. But we drove down to San Diego to do a food truck with him at the Laugh Factory in San Diego. He was 200 plus pounds. So, you know, Fatty the Paddy, right? That's what they call him when he gets big like that. And there's no hate there. He just gets big. I think he's kind of toned that down a little bit, and he's taking it more serious. He has to now that he's going to be ranked. But you hear all these things about the kid, right? Oh, he's special. He was bigger, you know, than the UFC before he came. He's making more money. He can't walk the streets of Liverpool. The fifth Beatle, right? And you hear all this stuff, and you have these expectations. Then you meet the kid, and you're like, holy shit. the kid has. Whatever it is, you're born with it. Connor was born with it. Paddy was born with it. Some guys, they're just not, and there's nothing we can do about it. There's no marketing class. There's nothing Dana can do. There's nothing UFC marketing machine can do. You either got it or you don't. And there's only 2 guys on the UFC roster that have it, and they just have it. It's Paddy Pimblett and Conor McGregor. There might be other young guys out there that are coming up through the ranks that I haven't met or interviewed. But as far as in my experience, the guys that check all the boxes, Paddy's that guy. You mean like, holy shit, this kid's special, man. The kid has some sort of magic that if you could bottle up and sell, you'd be a billionaire. He just has it. You can say what you want, not like the kid, cool. He has it. He has it. He just gets it. He's the only, man, even in entertainment too, comics, actors, whoever it is, all the podcast guests we've had, he's the only guy, when you put the camera on him, he'll go, which one's my camera? And instead of talking to me, he's cutting promos to his camera. All natural. Where's my camera? Boom. He just gets it. Just gets it. Special, special dude. Special, special dude. Now, is his skill set there as a Conor? You know, because I think if you look at their experience in the UFC, Paddy, what is this? His 4th, 5th fight? This last on his contract, probably 6. What is this?
Since here.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6. Yeah, she has a 6-fight deal. That's right. So Conor in his 6th fight was fighting Chad Mendes. You know, but Conor was more advanced is striking, right? But Paddy, it's just, we put these expectations on these young fighters. And, and Conor's a once-in-a-lifetime generational talent. And Paddy has a different set of skills, right? Grappling's his thing, and the striking's getting better. But, grappling, he's special at. But he needs to put it all together, and we'll see how he does when he gets in the top 10, top 5. But, Conor, it's also a different time when he came up. Division is a lot deeper now. There's not as many stars, but the UFC's doing it right with Paddy is the point. They're doing it right. And I'm telling you, man, that kid keeps winning. He's going to be the face of the UFC. He just has it. He just has it. I know you guys might not like him. Oh, he's this and he's that. I get all that. I get all that. Ian Gary, as far as talent-wise, my God, that kid fucking talented. But when it comes to the it factor, he doesn't have it in fucking abundance like Paddy Pimblett. He's there. He'll be a huge star, especially if he keeps winning. And we'll get to it, especially the welterweight division now. Ian Gary will definitely have a title shot before Paddy Pimblett, and he might be a bigger star because he becomes champion sooner. But as far as the it factor, there's only 2 guys I know that have it. Paddy's one of them. Special, special breed, man. And talk about a defining moment. I was thinking about this driving in today. The prospects, these kids coming up in the UFC now are dealing with a different animal. So you hear Paddy Pimblett, right? The first thing he did when he got on the mic was talk shit to the haters, right? Because there's all these doubts and there's all this hate. Ian Gary addresses it. Tom Aspinall said, when I went to camp, I'm not even on social media. I do interviews. It sucks to read the opinion of whatever strangers that I don't know. They're just dealing with a different factor that guys like GSP, BJ Penn, Lyoto Machida, Brock Lesnar, Shane Carwin, these guys didn't have to deal with it. Even Izzy, for a certain extent, when he's coming up, didn't have to deal with it at this level. Guys like Paddy Pimblett, Ian Gary, Aspinall, they're just dealing with a different type of pressure. And it's going to affect a lot of guys. It's going to affect a lot of guys, and the haters will shoot some of them down. But the ones that can deal with it and get through it and not give it the attention that it doesn't deserve, man, when they finally reach that destination, whatever it is, champion, contender, the ones that get there are going to be so goddamn mentally strong, it's not even funny, dude. It's not even funny. They're just dealing with a different X factor that in my day we didn't have to deal with. Anderson Silva didn't have to deal with. GSP didn't have to deal with. We just didn't. John Jones coming up didn't have to deal with. These kids are dealing with a different X factor. And again, some are going to be affected by it, man. Some it's going to fuck with them, change their fighting style, change the demeanor, change the way they train. That's going to happen. But the ones that don't, give it the attention that it doesn't deserve, boy, they're going to be battle tested, battle proof, stronger mentally. So shout out to those guys. But Paddy Pimblett, man, he's talk about a statement. All the pressure's on him. All the pressure. And he got double bonus for a reason. $200,000 in bonuses. $200,000. And he put that place on fucking fire, man. And boy, did we need it. Shout out to Paddy Pimblett. What's next for him? It's going to get tough, man. It's going to get tough, but it's time. It's time. 6 fights in the UFC, it's time to go. And the UFC realizes that. King Green, this was the one, right? This was the one. Oh, finally. Not a great matchup for Paddy. Here we go. He starched that dude. He didn't get touched, bro. He didn't get fucking touched. What else you got? Well, it's going to get tough because now you're in top 15. Because you look at the rankings, go up, Chin, right? So you look at the rankings, and they had right. King Green. No, up, Chin, right?
No, it's lightweight, right?
Yeah. So the Islam's on the left there.
Yeah.
So he called out. So King Green was 15. I think you put Paddy at 15. You put him higher, you can put a lot of pressure on him. The match can get weird. He called out Moicano. The problem with calling out Moicano is he has a fight with BSD in Paris, right? So that doesn't make a ton of sense. And what if he loses? Still doesn't make sense. Even if he loses, he'd still be ranked higher than King. The one I like for him, that I think would be a good test, would be RDA. That's a good next step.
Big name, especially
old school vet, former champ. He kind of passed that test against Tony Ferguson, right? His last fight was Tony Ferguson. Now it's King Green, another vet. You give him RDA, build him up. That's another vet. Then he gets, again, you don't put him in the top 10. You go 15. Let's go 14. RDA. Slow it down. It's a marathon, not a race. Slow it down. Work on the skill set. Because what you don't want to have happen is they give him Moicano. Let's say Moicano starches BSD. Could happen. Say starches him. And then Moicano gets ranked 8. And then they line up Paddy and Moicano, and he's fighting number 8 guy. Well, now Paddy's number 8. He beat Bobby Green and beat Moicano, right? You beat the number 15 guy, and then for a reason, let's say Moicano wins, jumps up to 8. Now you're dealing with the Dariushas of the world, the Chandlers, the Gamrots, Poiriers, Justin Gaethjes. Dude, slow it down. UFC knows it. They're treating him right. Dan Hooker would be a fun one. That's a great matchup for him. I'm not saying these are easy fights. I'm saying that it's the next progression for him. We don't want to toss him in there to the Dariushas, the Fizieves of the world yet. He's not there yet. He might be. We don't know. But let's not find out the hard way and ruin his star.
I feel like him versus Hooker would be an awesome fight.
Him versus Hooker is fire.
100%, dude.
Hooker's fighting in August, though. But that makes sense. Yeah, because he fought in July. Hooker fights in August. Win, lose, or draw, you give him Hooker. Hooker's 11. He loses that one. Say Hooker's 13, 14. Cool. RDA, Hooker's great. Jalen Turner would be good. Jalen Turner's a young guy, so I'd like to keep them separate for now. Let them both go on their win streaks and then have them fight. But yeah, the 15 through 11 right now, let's stay in that range. 11 to 14, let's stay in that range. Let's not too much. Let's not do too much. Problem is, if you're getting paid, and I'm sure his contract's tasty. I'm sure it's tasty. The UFC, if they're paying you like a top 5 guy, they're gonna make you fight top 5. That's the dilemma. You want that money, and if they pay you like a big time prospect, you got to fight big time guys. You're in big time fights. They're gonna force your hand, so you're not gonna have too much say there. So it's you're making a deal with the devil. So you better be. My point is, you better be ready to go. But slow simmer. It's a marathon, not a sprint, young man. He knows this. His team's smart, man. Smart team. Smart team. And people are like, oh, I don't think you'll ever be champ. How do you know? How do you know? Same people saying, oh, Bilal will never be champ. Oh, really? Interesting. Champ. Strickland will never be champ. Interesting. Champ. MMA's crazy, dude. Crazy. Paddy could submit anybody in the top 15. Anybody. They make a mistake. He has the skill set to submit him. including Charles Oliveira. People would lose their mind. He submits him. Lose their mind. Could happen. Probability not high. I'm just saying it's MMA. Shit happens, dude, that you never expect. If I told you last year at this time Bilal's going to be world champ, like, get the fuck out of here.
I didn't think he had much of a chance at all, to be honest, before. And then he just dominated.
10-fight win streak, dude.
Crazy.
We'll get to it. 10-fight win streak, though. Doing something, you know how hard it is to win 10 fucking fights in a row at the UFC at 170? I don't give a fuck how you're winning. 10 in a row? You know how fucking insane that is? He had to become undeniable to get a title shot. They did everything in their power. UFC 300, they didn't even look his way. They offered Leon like 3 different matchups before Bilal. That's why Dana was so pissed at the press conference. We'll never give bonuses out again. Like, oh man, come on, dude. That was a good card. Main card. Good card.